Hi there, my name is Brandy Belgard. I work for the Support Center in Okanogan County in Washington State. I am a domestic violence advocate, and the Support Center is a crime victim service center, so we provide services to victims of all crime. We can be reached at 509-826-3221, and also online, we have a website at thesupportcenter.org, Facebook page as well, the Support Center, and I will leave all of our contact information in the comments below. So today we're going to be covering the Friends and Family Guide on how to help someone in an abusive relationship. So this presentation was created by me and the Support Center in Okanogan County, and all the information from this presentation was created from the WSCADIV Washington State Coalition Against Domestic Violence Friends and Family Guide. So let's get started. So first of all, what are we talking about when we talk about abuse? So abuse is a pattern of behavior that one uses to gain power and control over the other. Some of these behaviors may include, but are not limited to, isolation, emotional abuse, monitoring, controlling the finances, or physical and sexual assault. The fundamentals of harm of abuse is essentially the loss of autonomy. Autonomy means independence and freedom from external control. So everyone should be free to make their own choices in their relationships, and as friends and family, we want to help. So we can help restore those choices that have been restricted or taken away from abuse. So how do I know if it is abuse or just a bad relationship? So in some ways, it doesn't matter if it is abuse or not. If someone is being hurt or controlled, they deserve better. We want everyone to be in a healthy relationship, and people may need support to get there. You might need some help to support the person and you can get it from your local domestic violence or sexual assault program to help find you different strategies on how to address and implement safety. We know it is complicated, so you can call and talk to an advocate anytime. Our offices are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And our crisis number is 509-826-3221, excuse me. And there is also the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. And any of these places you can call and get support and try to find strategies on how to better help your loved ones. So when we're talking about here is people who are abusive to their partners believe that they have the right to control their partner, that their bad behavior is justified, and that their partner is to blame for all of the problems in that relationship. They also tend to manipulate others to further their control by confusing people by saying that they are the victim, and this makes it harder for their partner to get the support and be believed. Using systems to limit their partner's options, for example, calling the police to get their partner arrested, or getting CPS involved to question and undermine their partner's parenting. This entangles survivors in those systems and ensures they cannot access them for help in the future. So it's a lot of things to think about. So supporting someone experiencing abuse. These are the top three, I guess, tiers of how to help this person. So number one is to ask questions. Number two is to listen. And number three is always stay connected. So coming and asking how's it going and really caring about the answer is powerful. And listening without having your own agenda is important as well, because being heard and acknowledgement makes all the difference. It It can take a long time for those things to get better, and it can be difficult to hang in there through it all, but staying connected is one of the most helpful things that you can do. Here. So questions that you can ask. So here's a list of questions that are important. You know, what's your concerns? What do you need or what do you want? Is there anything that I can help you with? You know, when you guys argue, what does it look like? You know, kind of getting a rundown on how things are going for that person is really important. Here we have things that you can do to let them know that you are listening and you care about what they're saying. Things like, I believe you. I'm sorry this is happening to you. Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm here if you need me. You're not alone. It's not your fault. Those are all really important phrases that you can use when having conversations with this person. Because when you're listening deeply to someone, you're not trying to get your point of view across. You're trying to hear their perspective. So you're also listening for what the person thinks about risks and priorities and concerns. But the bottom line is you are listening to hear what this person is experiencing, what they want, and how you can help this person. So starting after this, I know it's kind of a lot to take in. If you're starting to feel worried, it's okay. It's not normal. But if you're having more concerns that this person that you are trying to help is in immediate danger, the first thing you want to do is find somebody that you can strategize with and figure out how to get this person safe. Risky stuff is so difficult to hear, but some of the stuff that if you hear that you should maybe call an officer to have them do a well check on them, or maybe get in touch with this person and find, you know, somewhere for them to go, then you should be more on top of that. So if you hear them saying, you know, stuff like suicide threats, or they have access to firearms, or they've been strangled before, you don't want to be away from this person or lose contact with this person, you know, very often. So it's more important to be in connection with them and try to help them make choices that will keep them safe or safer. So staying connected. So like I said, connection means no ultimatums. If the person you're concerned about doesn't reach out to you, you can be the one to reach out to them. Don't wait. If you are concerned, it's okay to call them or stop by and say, hey, how's it going? Or, you know, just anything. Because when somebody is isolated, the abuser has far more control over them and their lives. You do not need to know all the answers or agree with any decisions to be helpful. We've learned that tough love is not what folks need. You might be the only person that they're reaching out to. So if you give them the ultimatum saying, you know, if you don't leave, then don't come to me anymore, or I'm not going to help you, then maybe you are the only person they're reaching out to, and they won't have anybody left. So instead of having a little bit of safety, they'll no longer come to you for anything. So try to leave that door open as much as possible and keep them coming back to you. This takes some of the power away from the abuser and can be a lifeline for that loved one or friend. It might be that they aren't calling or reaching out because they can't, or not because they don't want to or need support, but at least they know that you're there for them. and that's important. So, feeling nervous about what might be coming up? Well, conversations, if the conversation's going nowhere, you don't know the answers, totally freaked out about what you just heard them tell you, not feeling great about your own relationship, that's okay. When you're getting silence or one-word answers, it's best to just back off and try again a different day. So just asking questions lets people know you are someone they can turn to when they're ready. So make sure you're using phrases like, if you don't know something, it's okay. So if you don't, just be honest. Say, honestly, I don't know, but let me do some research and I'll get back to you tomorrow. So that keeps that door open for them to be able to come back to you and possibly, a step closer to leaving that relationship. So let them know that you need a little time. I'm really glad you're talking to me. I want to keep you talking, but it would help me to have some time to think about all this. Can we check back in again another time? And that's okay too. Sometimes for someone who has never been through this or never witnessed it or doesn't know much about it, it can be a lot to handle or take in. So just being honest with that person on how you're feeling, but not giving up is really important. And it's okay to know that you don't have to have it all figured out to support someone else. So remember, you can always reach out to the domestic violence advocates and think about who might be open to listening to you, even if you've never asked. It's not your relationship. It's okay to call. Talking to someone about their abusive behavior. If this is one thing that you've learned from the Me Too movements and from our work with survivors, is that abuse, coercion, and control are incredibly common, and that people who cause harm can be the same people who we love and care about. No one wants to imagine that someone they care about is hurting another person. People who are abusive are not only made up of their bad deeds, just as non-abusive people are not only comprised of their good stuff. Taking the time to acknowledge that what you're seeing in someone's relationship is not okay or is abusive it can be an incredibly powerful action. So acknowledging this is not easy, but it can help you understand how someone you care about can do harmful things and still be worthy of love and support. And the reality is, if we are going to end domestic violence and sexual assault, we must figure out how to talk to people who cause harm too. So if you're talking with someone who is an abuser, you might say, hey, that's not cool. I don't like how you were treating them. And that can be the first step in helping people do and love better. So maybe this person hasn't realized that they are being abusive and that they're hurting somebody else. So coming out and just saying what you see and how you feel about it might help them turn themselves around too. So keep that in mind. So another thing is to support teens to have healthy relationships. Chatting about love with people people you love is always a good idea. We have some helpful resources to help you get that conversation started. You can use your house, your relationship, conversation cards, or our Love Like This material and coloring book to unwind the talk. And teens are humans too, so asking questions, listening up, and staying connected holds true for teens as well. Your opportunities expand, your world and your world broadens. So you get to try new foods because you're dating someone from a different culture. You get to celebrate in different ways because every family does things a bit differently. You meet new people because your circle of friends gets bigger. In a word, everything feels roomy. Your world tends to narrow. Your opportunities to hang out with people or do things that you enjoy because the person you're dating doesn't feel or doesn't like your friends. So you stop hanging out with them. You stop spending time on your hobbies because the person you're dating wants you to spend all their time with you or with them. You start wondering what you should wear because the person you're dating always comments on your outfits. Things feel squished. You know, those are all things to think about and be aware of when you're in a relationship. So we want young people to feel like the world is wide open to them. Their relationship should help that, not hinder it. So you can use Our Love Like This and images, which I have information on too if you would like that. And it goes through this whole guide about, you know, what a relationship should and shouldn't look like. But yeah, great information. So the single most part of helping someone is taking care of yourself. Everyone can benefit from practicing self-compassion. Treat yourself as kindly as you treat other people. So helping other people with their relationships shouldn't take over your life. You need people to support your well-being too. You can call your local domestic violence program, the support center, and they can answer any questions you might have or be a sounding board if you're feeling challenged. So if you're helping somebody, don't forget about yourself because stress can be hindering at times, and it's okay to reach out for yourself as well. So that wraps up the Friends and Family Guide to Helping Someone in an Abusive Relationship. Together we can end domestic and sexual violence and create healthy relationships for all of us. And I want to thank you for making a difference and for listening. And I hope this information helped you as much as it does me. Have a great day.